All right, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be looking over the outline of the article, how I outline articles, and we're going to be doing some review on it. All right, are you guys able to see the screen here properly?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay,
Yes.
good deal. I always miss the sharing, and then I've got to like refilm stuff later. Okay, so given the keywords, because again, this is all built on top of these keywords. Okay, if I don't have the keyword in here, then Google's never going to show it to people searching for the keyword. Okay. So coming in here, the first thing, and we just talked about this in a previous training, the first thing I'm probably going to want to do, if the intent of that keyword is informational, I need to define what it is. Okay. And again, Miriam, I do recommend this week that you go in and take the first part of the SEO course. Oh man, she's still not in here. Okay. Well, I think her internet's probably having a mess up. Okay. So if the intent is informational, I need to tell them what it is because they don't know what it is. All right. If the intent is to hire someone and it's like not private school marketing, but it's like hire the best private school marketer, digital marketer online right now. Well, they already know what it is. They're trying to pay money to get one. So I don't need to define it. I just need to say why I'm the best. That's different. But here, if it's private school marketing, they're not indicating that they want to pay for it yet. They're indicating that they understand they have a problem and probably that's going to solve it. But I need to know more about it. What's a plan look like? What is a strategy, marketing strategy for schools? What's a private? Okay, so first thing I want to say in the article, okay, and I'm gonna add this because some of this stuff I just keep in my head. I'm gonna have intro hook. Okay, so we're gonna ask a question that's gonna hook the reader, and then the first thing we're going to talk about is what is private school marketing? And we might even say, then what is a private school marketing plan? And why you need one, something like that. Okay. Okay. So here's what the plan is. Here's why you need one. Here is the results of a good marketing plan. Okay. This is a great way to help them to assess what they have. Well, we already have one of those. Okay. Well, I'll give you an example of this section. I once was talking with a lady who hired us. It was one of the largest clients I'd ever had at the time. But I was talking to her and she's like, oh, yeah, it's doing a call. It was actually based on one of these free videos that I sent out reviewing her site. She said, oh, that was so helpful. And I was like, that's awesome. She said, you said that my blogs had some issues. She's like, I already pay a blogger. And I was like, well, hey, I focused on the result that she should be getting. Okay. And I'm not trying to dog on anyone. At the same time, if it's working, this is what it should be doing. So I was like, your blogs are long. They're really well written. Just the problem is there's no keywords in them. No one did keyword research. They're a very good writer, but it doesn't seem like they've got SEO training because I looked it up. It's not showing up on the internet. Here, look, and I showed some pages. If this was done really well, you should be getting more traffic online. You should have leads coming through these blogs. Oh, look at our site. What do we have? We've got 50,000 people a month coming into our website. And she's like, you're joking me. You're a joke. It's not even showing up on the internet and I'm paying. And so she knew what the result was. She's not getting the result. And I just told her how to do it. So what is the logical conclusion is to hire me. Now I'm not trying to get anybody fired, but she's like, I want you to come in and I want you to fix this. It's like, okay, cool. I got on a call with her the next day. She's like, yeah, I fired that other person. You're hired. I'm not trying to get people fired. At the same time, I want to offer actual results for, and this is how business leaders think. If you can get the result better than other people, you'll have the work. And so here, what are the results of a good private school marketing and good private school marketing plan? Because they already have someone working on their website. But when I tell them that if you don't have clear calls to action, people are going to be confused and no one's going to sign up. They're going to go, well, wait a minute. We don't have that. And this guy over here isn't doing it. These things aren't happening. And what does that then mean? That means they're going to want to come in and work with us. And if we can get the result, then awesome, because we want people, kids, families coming into these Christian private schools. So if we can get the result better than other people, good. And we should. And they're going to want it. So what are the results of that? And explain the results that they should be seeing. And if they're getting the results, great. Stick with who you're with. They're doing a great job. The problem with most private school marketing. Okay, so let's talk about the problems that most private schools have with marketing. Old school strategies. These would be like, excuse me, these would be like mailers, sending out mailers, having a billboard. I worked with a discipleship school that had like 8 students, and they wanted to buy a billboard like 7 states away over some highway. And it's like, why? Well, because 5 of our 8 students are from that state. That's not a reason to buy a billboard. 8, like it makes no sense. The likelihood that you get students from that is like 0.00001. Okay. Why don't we target ads only exactly and specifically to the people that you're looking for? That would probably be a better call. Okay. Then we'll talk about some strategies that they use and they probably shouldn't be using. Okay. Active advertising strategies is like event marketing. I am not a big fan of event marketing. It's not to say that it can't work, because it absolutely can, but we over focus on that so much. How do I say this? We have to just have event after event after event after event. And all of those events cost a ton of money. They cost a ton of resources. They require a huge amount of volunteers. And what I can do with a school is I can have a passive marketing strategy. I can just come in, set up an advertising account. It takes quite a bit of work in the first 90 days, but then after that, it's pretty passive. We check in on it once a week, and they run themselves if you do it really well, and it's passive. So not only is it, a fairly low work for the marketing firm, it's essentially no work for the private school. And you can just say, look, you're getting this many leads coming into your school every month, and you're doing nothing for it. So, you can marry that with some active strategies, but you need to pump your passive strategies. SEO is passive. Once you get that article ranking well on Google because you have the best article, it just sits there forever. I do zero work to get 50,000 people a month on the website anymore. I did the work on the front end when I wrote the posts. Now I do nothing. And we just have people joining the courses. You guys are all here. And so that's passive. So I want to train them passive, active. You can do both, but you definitely want some passive strategies, and they're not always aware of that. Okay. Inbound or outbound marketing. Well, we want to focus on inbound strategies, because what do a lot of ministry leaders do and a lot of private school leaders do? Well, what they do is they go and do like a mailer, and they just send a bunch of mailers to a bunch of random people's houses, and they're like, we have a private school. Well, who does that hit? A whole bunch of people who aren't looking for private schools. And it's just like a bunch of random people, and they're going to get a teeny tiny fraction of a percent of the people. The conversion rate on that, for those of you who know what conversions are, the sign-up rate, the interest rate is super tiny. Okay, so that's not very effective anymore. What I can do is I can go and target on Google people already looking for me. Best private schools with IB programs and arts programs near me. If you show an ad to that and you're the only school in your town, you're going to get a sign up. You're going to get a student 100% of the time, because it's the only option. And you may well be the case. So I could just go and send a mailer and spend thousands of dollars and maybe get a couple interested people, or I could buy a couple clicks for like $5 each. And that's way more efficient. Okay. So we want to focus on people already looking for us. That's inbound, as opposed to going out and interrupting people who are not already looking for us, because that's just kind of spammy. It's not that you can't do it. It's just that it's not as effective. So we want to start with the more effective things first, and then move to the lesser effective, more branding solutions. Okay. Now, private schools focus on these sort of less effective solutions first, much of the time. So we want to bring them into least cost, biggest bang for your buck. And then when you're seeing the results, or if you have a large budget, then after we've kind of gotten these high performing things set in order, then we'll go out and we'll expand into branding and maybe more interruptive marketing, a radio ad, something like that. Like once we've maxed out what we can do and get all the people in the most effective ways, then we'll branch out. Okay. So that's what this is about. So the solutions to private school marketing. Okay. So here's how we do a private school marketing plan. This is where I'm going to address. Okay. This is the key, an LSI keyword here. These green ones are, and orange ones are LSIs. Okay. People are coming in and out. Private school marketing ideas. Okay. So I've said not just private school marketing ideas. Okay. This is where I'm going to address the problem of people looking up the term private school marketing ideas. This is like an idea is disjointed from all these other ideas. It's like, well, I'm going to try this idea and I'm going to try that idea and I'm going to try this idea. And they're just doing a bunch of random things. What you need is a plan. You need a strategy. And so you can see here, this section is talking about a marketing plan. No, you should not just be trying random ideas. Where you get ideas is from the marketing strategy. Okay, so we're working that keyword in there. And then once they understand what that is, what is this blog about? Private school marketing. Then we're going to bring it in to, are you looking for a private school marketing agency? Because we just told them a bunch of great information. And then we're going to bring it into, do you need a consultant? Okay. Okay. Looks like everybody's back in. Great. So this is what I wrote off the top of my head. Okay. Now, obviously, I've done a lot of marketing. You guys may or may not be able to put together an outline quite this comprehensive. I happen to know what Google's going to bring up, and in large part. Okay. Now, we have keywords worked through this. Okay. We can see the focus keyword here is private school marketing. What is private school marketing? What is private school marketing plan? Okay, that's a keyword. That's an LSI keyword, private school marketing plan. Okay, so this is the table of contents. I haven't said that yet. And the table of contents is going to break down into the sections. So we're going to write this, we're going to copy it, and then we're going to write it. Okay. Now, how do I know if this is right? Okay. What a kind of new person to SEO is going to do. That's okay, Rita. No big deal. I know people have to come in and out when internet goes down or something. What newcomers to content writing and SEO do is they just follow a hard set of rules. So they'll just make an outline because that's what the keywords say, and they'll just kind of try to order those keywords. Or they'll just do everything in an exact order according to rules, or will follow exactly, you guys will see what Yoast is. They'll just do exactly what Yoast says. Okay. That's what we do when we're kind of new to SEO, and that's okay. We're all there at some point. What specialists in SEO do is they ground everything in Google. Okay. Because Google, or whichever search engine, is who's going to show you. And we want to go to Google and we want to ask Google, what do I need to include in this article? What do you want to see in this article that is going to make it show up number one? Because the question is, what does Google think the best article on the internet is? And when you get that right, then you're going to show up a very high degree of the time. Okay. And this is something that shows on ClickMail. We write really high quality articles. If you post an article on ClickMail, it's because I believe it's the best article on the internet for that keyword. Okay. And we rank on average around 15. Last week, we were ranking 14 for all 200-ish pages on our website, articles and pages and everything else. Okay. A good website will rank between 15 and 35 on average. So we are at the very top end of that. It is very hard to get above 15 when you're considering that's your whole site average. That means you've got some ranking like number 1, and then you've got some ranking 20, 25, but you're averaging 15. That's very good. Okay. So all of that to say, we want to not ground it in the rules. The rules exist only as far as they relate to helping us understand what Google wants. So this is how we're going to decide what Google wants. We're going to take private school marketing. I'm going to copy it, and we're going to come over to Google, and we're just going to give private school marketing to Google. And we're going to see, what does Google tell us it wants? Okay. So here, sponsored means ad. We're going to skip this. This is someone paying. This is a marketing firm, just like we are. North Star Marketing, learn private school marketing. Okay. Sponsored. It's an advertisement. It's an advertisement. This is for Google Ads training. We're not doing that now. Okay. Now, oh my gosh, we have the AI, excuse me, we have the AI response. Okay. So Google is working in the AI responses to this. So this is probably Gemini or Bard or something. And there you'll see it is referencing articles, but this is Google's information here. We want to be in this for sure. But who's here? You'll see final site. Here's the final site article. You rank 1 on Google, you're probably going to be referenced in the AI's thing. Okay. We've also got a Postcard Mania and an Adam Bennett, which I don't see here. Okay. So either way, let's look and see. School Marketing 101, 6 steps to build a basic. Okay. Well, here's one thing we can learn right off the bat is I can't see his whole title, which is a problem, but it says build a basic marketing plan at your school. Okay, so this could be improved, but 101, 6 steps. Okay, so let's see what his 6 steps are because Google is saying this is the #1 result. Okay. Content, constant contact. Okay, that's a CRM, I believe, and truth tree. We're going to take these top 3 and we're going to break it down and we're going to compare and contrast this to our outline to see what we're missing. Okay. So here's the #1 ranking post. What are our 6 steps? I'm looking at headings. I don't need to read this whole thing unless I'm just trying to learn, which you can. Okay, define your goals. Great. Analyze your situation. So it's saying, where do you want to be? This is vision for any of you strategy buffs that are doing our strategy programs. Define your goals. That's the, where do you want to be? That's the vision. Analyze the situation. Where are you in reference to that goal? Okay. SWOT analysis. Okay. So it's a strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. Define your value proposition. Okay. How are you bringing value to the people that you're, offering it to? All right. Outline key strategies. All right. I disagree with this. Launch, reflect. We missed an entire section. Can anybody tell me what section was missed in this? The first thing they did was define their goals, analyze your situation, define your value proposition. You can't successfully market your school without clearly defining key value parts. Important. Marketing without messaging content, it will use your, okay. So we went from define the value you're giving to the market, and then we went to outline your strategies. What is the huge, huge gaping hole in this marketing plan? Who has taken the Jesus 5 steps to ministry growth? Anybody? I think a lot of you guys have probably taken that. What are the steps?
Taken, but I can't
What's
see it
that?
here. I don't know, maybe it's too late.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I mean, I've taken the course, but I can't think here
That's
what
okay.
it could be.
Emily, did you have something?
You're talking about the 5 steps that Jesus.
Yep. 5 steps that Jesus used to grow his audience, to grow his ministry. Do you remember what those steps are?
Is it meet, or is it like identify a need or meet a need?
Good. That is 3. I think that's step 3. So we'll go through it. So the first thing Jesus did was he knew his audience. And that is exactly what they've missed.
Oh, yes.
They've defined their goals, which is great. We have to have vision, right? Christ knew we could back it up and say Christ knew his vision. His vision was to call the lost sheep of Israel, to let them know that he had come. He is the Messiah that was promised. Okay. So he knew his vision. He knew what his situation was. Like, oh, that's fine. Okay. He knew the value he was bringing to the people. But then the question is outline your key strategies. Well, these are how you go out. Okay. Well, what did Jesus do? He knew who his audience was, and then he went to them. But the huge thing we've missed in this article is we don't know who our audience is. We understand the value we're bringing, but if I'm bringing the value of, bubble bath liquid, like I'm a bubble bath manufacturer of soap that you put in, you make a bubble bath. Who am I marketing that to? Everyone? Or maybe like who is this? Like 65-year-old men? Probably not. I can't really imagine that. Maybe it is, but it's like there's probably people who aren't buying bubble bath as much as other people. I imagine kids would probably want bubble bath. Okay. So who's your audience? And then how do you outline your key strategies? These key strategies are floating on nothing. Well, social media, website content, email, events, direct mail. Why are we doing all these things? We're going to do all of these things? That's a lot of stuff.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Well, what if I'm a small business and as it turns out, right, we just said a lot of things. What if it turns out that people are looking up buy bubble bath for kids and I don't need to do social media? Am I really going to go on social media and find a bunch of people that want to buy my bubble bath? That doesn't seem like, I'm not a bubble bath salesman, but that doesn't seem like the right place to start my marketing campaigns for bubble bath. Do I need a website? That makes sense if it's bubble bath because I'm speaking to moms, maybe moms with young kids. Do I need content? Sure. Is bubble bath safe? Maybe, if there's questions about bubble bath, the keyword research would tell us that. Do I need email marketing? Maybe to follow up about their purchase, possibly. Events, do I need event marketing for bubble baths? No. Do I need direct mail? No. You know what I really should have? Probably some advertisements to get them to my product page. Okay. Or some SEO articles to get them. So your strategies are based on who your audience is and where they're at. Okay. Social media is big for schools, maybe not big for bubble bath. So who's the audience? We don't even know this here. We've totally skipped this. And so we can end up spending a lot of money just totally missing this. And we can go after all these strategies, many of which aren't even necessary. Okay. And also, you'll notice here, this is school marketing. If you're not doing digital advertising for a school, you've got a major problem because it's one of the most profitable forms of advertising I have ever seen. It's crazy how well these advertising campaigns do, and we just totally missed it. Why? Because we don't know who the audience is or where they're searching. Okay. Well, I've done the keyword research. I know who the audience is, and I happen to know they're on Google saying best IB school near me. Well, I can just go and buy that for $4, and out of 100 clicks, we'll pay 400. We won't even pay $400. You'll pay $50 and you'll get a $7,000 lead. Okay. Just let me buy it. That's so much easier than all this other stuff. So we have to know who our audience is. Okay. So moving on. So let's bring this over. Let's look at this. So I'm critical thinking. I'm saying, what do I know about marketing? What is this article doing well that I need to have in mind to make it the best article on the internet? And what are they missing? Okay. So let's come over to the article we're writing, private school marketing. Okay. What is private school marketing? Okay, what is a private school marketing plan and why you need one? The results of good private school marketing. The problem with most private school marketing. Okay, so we need to say set your KPIs. Okay, that is what the goals are. And this is another issue with what they said. Set your goals. Well, we want more people at school. How do you measure that? A KPI is a key performance indicator that tells you if you're hitting your targets. We want to see more tour bookings and more phone calls coming in through the website. And we need software in place to track that and measure it. And I want to know exactly how much I pay to get a phone call. We pay $23 to get a phone call. And I know when I do math that phone call is worth $477 exactly. Should I continue? If I'm spending $25 to get a phone call and it's worth $477, is that something I should continue that's good for the school, or is that something I should stop because we're losing money?
I think continue because 400 and like $23. It's a huge difference. So
Way higher, right? That's like
yeah,
yeah,
that's a lot of
a lot of profit.
return on investment.
Exactly. Okay. And again, it's not about the money for anybody joining in who's not familiar with our kind of philosophy and strategy. It's not about getting these schools rich. It's about we want these schools to reach kids for Christ, and they have to be able to pay for all of their cost of doing business. Private schools have a lot of expenses. They have huge facilities, huge teaching staff. They have to be very profitable in order to just get by. So we have to make sure that we're being good stewards of their advertising budget. We need to make sure that they're capable of reinvesting in marketing to go reach more kids for the kingdom. Okay. So it's just good business. There's no other way to do it. We can't run a business without being profitable. There's not possible. So set your KPIs. Okay. So this is goals. Okay. So great idea that we definitely want to incorporate. I know this, but I just am not going to think of everything. And Google is obviously saying, oh, yeah, you need to do that. Analyze your situation. Okay. So where are you, where are you currently at? Sure. We could include this. Let's see. Define your value proposition.
Probably not here.
Yeah, we could.
It's
And
too
value
early. Maybe.
challenge value, hardest features. This message is oh, this is amazed to be the Davis Academy. We believe a remarkable education and more than just a child finding his or her academic strengths. It's helping them to discover who they are, finding their inner self, and knowing their purpose in the greater world. That's their value proposition. I'm not super, I mean, I guess that's okay. Okay, so I think this is just maybe clear messaging. Okay. Either way. Okay, so as we continue with this article, what I'm going to need to do is okay, so we've got set KPIs, and I'm probably going to frame this in a positive light. So we're maybe going to say, instead of saying problems, we'll say creating, building, crafting your private school marketing plan. Okay. I do tend to talk in a more negative, kind of pessimistic light, and I try to be intentional and bringing that around to a positive side. Okay. So the first thing, we're going to set our KPIs. Okay. Key performance indicators, the things we're going to measure that show that we're getting good fruit with our plans. Okay. That way we can change and move as we need. The next thing we're going to do, we can go ahead and we can say, analyze your current position. Okay, where are you at now? What's working? What's not working? SWOT analysis. That's fine. Okay, the next thing was, when I'm really taking my time on this, I might not otherwise spend this time. Oh, okay. Define your audience. So we just said that's the big thing they were missing. Okay. Define your audience demographics. We'll say psychographics and shopping behaviors. Then we're going to say determine where your audience is. Okay, that's super important. If we're talking to, and I can just tell you this because I don't even know, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars of advertising spent reaching parents for these private schools. And what I can tell you is that they are moms that sign up, and they're between the ages of 24 and 44. Why? Because 24-year-olds have preschoolers and 44-year-olds have high schoolers. Okay, so that's the range that the signups in. If you target men, the signups are going to be way more expensive because men are just not, that's just not who's doing it. Okay, so we know who the audience is. Now, where are those people looking? So, where do we have moms 24 to 44? Where are they? Well, they're definitely searching Google for private schools. We know that. They're definitely on social media to some degree, so we can target them. They're definitely reading articles online. So how do we captivate that? Are they going to Google and saying best private school, Timbuktu, Oklahoma or something? No, nobody's looking up private school. They might go to a web page, see a video, and then watch it through YouTube. But you're really not going to YouTube to find that. You're looking at maps. You're looking at Google Business Profile. So where are they at? They're in these places. So where do we want to target all of our marketing as we begin to build? Well, definitely those places. Why would I go and make a bunch of videos on YouTube when nobody's really looking there? That doesn't make sense. Okay. So first we want to determine where your audience is. Then we want to focus, choose marketing strategies based on audience preference. It doesn't matter what I want to do. If I want to do social media marketing because I love it and my audience isn't there, I'm never going to build anything because they're never going to show up. They're just not there. Okay, so let's go back. So they didn't define their audience. They didn't define where their audience is. They outlined a bunch of random strategies for no apparent reason. Okay, so we can do better than that. Launch, reflect, and evaluate. Okay, so I agree. So we do launch them, and then we do get feedback. That's our fifth value here at ClickMail. Okay. So what they have missed in here is meet a deeply felt need. They're kind of saying that here with the value proposition, but they're not really saying it. I mean, this value proposition is saying we help these kids discover who they are, finding their inner self and know their purpose in the greater world. Is that really what parents are paying $10,000 a semester for? Something tells me that parents are paying $10,000 a semester so that their kids are deep in there. And now this is just for private schools. So if I'm talking to Christian private schools, a Christian parent, if that's the audience, would be like, no, I want them to be really solid in their Christian faith, and I want them to be really smart so they can get into a good college and have a good career. Okay, that would probably be a better value proposition. I don't even know why this doesn't talk about, you know, helping kids to get prepared for life. It's not really saying that. It's more about identity. So I don't think it's the best value proposition. But we've skipped some steps here, and I'm coming down, launch, reflect, evaluate. Okay, so here we go. Let's come in here, analyze your current position, define audience demographics, determine where your audience is, okay? Choose the marketing strategies based on audience preference. Now, this is, again, all according to the training on how Jesus grew his audience. He knew who his audience was. We've said, determine who your audience is. Then he went to where their audience is, define where your audience is. Then what did he do? Okay, so we're breaking that into two steps here. Define where your audience is, and then choose your marketing strategies based on where they're at, based on their preference. Okay, so go to where they're at. So Jesus went to where they're at, and then meet a deeply felt need. Okay, and that's what all of our marketing is supposed to do. It's supposed to say, hey, oh, you have this need. You want your kids to be solid in their faith and have a great education so they can go to a good school. That's what we do for them. Or you're looking for an IB school, an international baccalaureate school. I don't even know what that means, but that happens to be one of our clients. I need to get caught up on that. You're looking for an IB school. We're a Christian IB school. Okay, so we promise to meet your needs. Okay, so you can see how we're going through this. We're saying, and then we're doing the marketing that says we meet your needs. Okay, meet the need. So maybe we'll include that in there, whatever that is that the parents are looking for. It might just be best private school near me. And you say, hey, we're the best private school. And that meets the need. And then what do? Assess feedback. And then we need to talk about how to assess feedback. And then we need to make adjustments. Okay. Maybe I thought there were a lot of parents on Google, and then it turns out there are no parents on Google. Okay. So we have taken this first article. Now I would typically do this a lot faster, but I'm really breaking it down for you guys so everybody is tracking with what we're doing. So we've taken the first article. Let's go to the second article. We'll see if we can't speed it up a little. Okay, increasing enrollment. The importance of branding. Okay, we're maybe not getting too much into branding. Mobile responsive. Oh, interesting. So this is a different approach. This other one was kind of talking about more of the marketing theory, but now this one is talking about mobile responsive website. It needs to show up on mobile well. It needs to show up on search engines. This is SEO. Manage your listings and reviews, responding to reviews. Okay, so this is really good, very practical, but they stopped way short. They also did not seem to do keyword research, because I did the keyword research and I happen to know that there is searches for SEO for private school. This right here, that keyword should be in this title. It's not here. So this is again not very well targeted for SEO. So we have a big opportunity to come in and just cut these guys off and just jump right on top of them on the search engines. Okay, so SEO for private schools, and break that down. Managing your listings for, great. Google My Business for private schools. Responding to reviews. Well, what about social media for private schools? That's also a keyword. How about content creation for private schools? That's also an entire subject that's searched online, and they just missed all that stuff. So let's go in here and let's add those. So here, define your audience demographics. Okay, so what do they need? Determine where your audience is. Choose marketing strategies based on their preferences. Okay, then we're going to say marketing, private school, marketing strategies. Okay, and then we're going to say SEO for private schools. And then we're going to say social media for private schools. And then what else are we going to say? We're going to say content marketing. And I will double check all these keywords for private schools. One thing I need to understand, because I don't actually know this off the top of my head, we're going to go to SEMrush. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to go to website design. How about private? I'm trying to think of the easiest way to say it. That's usually what people search. Private school website design. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, private school website. It's only got 40 searches a month, but wow, look at that. Commercial keyword, $0 cost per click, and there's 40 searches a month. Okay, so I'm totally off topic. We're going to go ahead and leave this in the video. If you guys are looking to start a profitable business, this is what you're looking for. There's 0 cost per click in here. If I wanted to start an advertising campaign and say bid $1 per click, that's a deal. The average cost per click in the United States right now is $4 to $5 a click. Okay, so I'm getting a steal. And let's say I get on the low end, you usually want to get about 2 or 3 clicks, or 2 or 3, let me think, click-through rate. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 clicks for every 100 impressions. That's not even what I'm thinking about. 100 clicks. Okay, I want to get maybe 1 to 2 meetings for every 100 clicks. Okay, so if I pay $100 and I get 100 clicks, then what do I want? I want to get maybe 2 meetings, and I want to close one of those 2 as a client. So how much is it going to cost me to get a client? $100. That's super cheap. Okay. Now, how much is a client worth? We'll just say average client's worth, we'll just say $1,000 a month. If you guys are doing professional level work and you only sell one service, let's say you sell SEO service, we'll call it $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year, and you paid $100 to get it. That's really good business. Okay. How long is it going to take you to get it? Well, there's only 40 searches a month. So let's just say you got all of those. You're getting 40, that's 1 month, 80, that's 2 months, and then you net extra half a month. And you're going to get a lead that converts into a client. Okay. So either way, private school web design, not really enough to go after with the organic search volume here of 40 searches a month. We'll see if we can't find a bigger one. But if I want to start a business and advertise, this is gold. So there you go. Anyway, there's tons of keywords like that. I'm going to come over to related. We're loading. School website design. Okay, well, that's more broad. 60 searches a month, still really low. But I say private school website. That's even more vague. Now, if there is a keyword, great. If there's not, whatever, we'll just write information. Best private school websites. They're looking up pictures of websites so they can try to copy it, which is fine. Private school website design, 20 searches a month. That's even lower. Private school, that's not even relevant. Okay, so we're going to do the first one we searched for, which I believe was, what was the first one we looked with the 40 searches? Anybody remember? Was that?
Was it private school website design?
Let's try it. Now I'm forgetting. Should be 40 searches a month. That wasn't it. I think it was web. Let's try web design. Let's see what happens there. Nope. Web design, private school, website design. I don't know where it went. Oh, I've got the wrong thing selected for starters. There we go, 40. Private school website design. Okay, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do web design, private school. And you never know which way these are going to show up. Like, we might have had like 5,000 show up on this search. You just never know. That's why we kind of like just get flexible and comfortable. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use the one that we just found. That's good enough. Content marketing. Okay. And then we're going to do website design. This is where we want to talk about user experience design. Okay. How does the user experience your website? Does it make sense? Do they know what to do? It's also called conversion optimization. Do they know the next step to take so you can get their name and email and phone number and follow up with them? Okay. Now I've already assessed or addressed the meet needs. Assess feedback we did. Make adjustments. Oh my goodness, hold on. I need to put those back in. Okay, cool. Old school strategies. Okay, so I'm going to go up to the top up here. What is private school marketing plan? Results of a good marketing plan. Okay. Okay, we're going to say 21st century private school marketing. I'm going to talk about some of those old traditional strategies here, and then get into crafting a plan with the new strategies. So these are maybe some of the older strategies versus the newer strategies. And then here's how to make the plan with the newer strategies, okay? And so basically this whole thing is an argument on why they should do it a particular way. And also, if you want to do it that way, you should come hire us, okay? So this is how we're going to build that, okay? Respond to reviews. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so we need to say Google My Business. Google Business Profile is what it's called now. SEO, social media content. Okay, Google Business Profile for private schools. That's super important. Phone call tracking for private schools. I'll probably talk about that. And then we'll want to do calendar, tour bookings for private. Okay. The goal with this is to just give away. You're just giving away the farm. I tell you guys all my strategies. I don't keep anything from you guys. I'm just telling you all the things. I'm telling them all the things because at the end of the day, what do I know about human nature? What I know is most people are never going to put in the effort to actually implement this. They're looking for someone who knows what they're talking about. They're looking for the solution. And then they're going to go, yeah, I don't want to do that. And they're going to call us and then they're going to have us do it. Okay. So this is just being very transparent. Okay. So we finished this article. I'm going to go look at the last article here. How to improve, set enrollment goals, recruit parents as ambassadors, follow up. Okay. We're focusing maybe primarily on digital marketing, follow up with enrolled and interested families. Oh, yeah, here we go. That's actually super important, and I forgot to put that in. This is why we review these. Okay. So when we have the leads coming in, we have to have a sales process. We have to have a follow-up process where we call these people, and then we need to invite them for a tour. We need to get them on a tour. We need to follow up after the tour and say, hey, let's go ahead and enroll. There's a whole process. And so okay, so we meet the need for the tour, the information. Then we need to have a follow-up process, tour process, and then sales process. Okay, so we follow up on the call. The nice lady in the office says, oh, sweetie, welcome to town. We're so happy to have you. Why don't you book a tour? I'd love to show you around. And it's like, how do you say no to that? She's so nice. And then what do? She has the tour. Mom has the tour with the nice lady at the front desk, and the kids are saying Jesus, and there's like a security guard, and the doors are locked, and it's safe, and the kids are having fun. And it's like, well, this is a great place. The teachers are friendly and smiling. And then, so she has the tour. And then at the end of the tour, she sits down and the principal's like, how'd you enjoy your tour? And she's like, oh, it's so sweet. He's like, well, why don't we go ahead and sign up right now and we'll just get you guys moving. And then how do you say no to that? And this is why private schools have about a 50% to 60% average sales rate when mom has a tour. Because once you show up and you see it and you love it, that's when you buy. So that's the sales process. Okay. Once we have this whole system set up, which is what we do with private schools, then we assess feedback, make adjustments. Okay. So we look at what's working, what's not working. We make adjustments. Okay. Where does marketing come in? All this stuff is marketing all the way down to tour process, basically getting them on the tour. Sales is sales. That is not marketing. This is where you become a consultant, not just a marketer, because I can do all of this stuff. I can literally get people on a tour for these schools. And if they don't know how to sell something, they'll botch it and they'll get 0 clients. And they'll be like, yeah, this marketing thing's not working. What do we do? And it's like, you need to sell. I literally worked with a Christian, we still work with them, a Christian school who didn't know they were supposed to have a salesperson. They didn't realize that there was yes, you're selling a $10,000 service to parents. And not only are you selling a $10,000 service, you're also taking their child away from them for 6 months. That's a huge sale. So consulting is including those, but we're going to put it in there so they understand that. And once we have shown them the whole process, we're clearly the experts. Now book a call. All right, so we've got that. Let's see if we missed anything else. Enrollment, private schools, digital marketing. It's time to educate. Oh, wow. Okay, so now I want you to look. I'm actually going to reopen these because I said we're going to make the best article on the internet. That might sound a little bit daunting. I want you to see we've already done it. Okay, what did these people say? How long is this article, by the way? This is maybe 1,000 words right here, 1,500 maybe. Okay, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 sections. Okay, this article over here, 3, 4, 5. This has got 5 sections. This is like maybe 1,000 words, but maybe 1,000. Okay, and all of these are missing things that we have. We have put all of the best parts of these articles together, and then I have brought my own experience as the expert, right? And I'm bringing in what they have missed based on my own experience, which none of them have. And how many sections do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got like a gajillion. This is going to be a half of a book on private school marketing. This will be the best article on the internet about private school marketing. Okay, so this is the training on how we start with what we know. We pull the top 3 articles or pages off of Google and look at it and say, how does this work? How are these articles formatted? What is Google like these articles for? And how do I do better? And then we bring all the best parts of this and put it into our own format. We look back over it and we say, what else do we need to add? Is there anything else? I think we've probably got everything at this point. And now we have an outline that we will go ahead and begin writing in the next section. Now, I know that's a ton of information, and that's something we can drill over and over. You guys can practice this, obviously. Does anybody have any questions on this process that I have not clarified for you guys?
No, don't think so. Everything is very straightforward and detailed.
All right. Our SEO specialist is unimpressed. I love it. Okay. Anybody else who doesn't,
Thank you.
who hasn't done SEO and content writing training? Anybody else have any questions? Okay. All right. Well, in the next video, we are going to duplicate this table of contents, and we're going to start. We're not going to write all these sections. I will do this off camera, but I will show you maybe with the first 1 or 2 sections how we're going to begin writing. And we're going to be going over some different ways that we're going to be tailoring the writing so that people are engaging with the material. Okay, so I'll see you there. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.